What's going on, YouTube? I'm gonna skip the introduction. I want to go ahead and hop into this video. This is a serious one. First and foremost, I want to say RIP ZackTv. I was sitting up there yesterday. I saw some of the notifications, and you got to be careful on YouTube, man. Sometimes people get shot, and people are already saying RIP and things like that. So I just wanted to really wait and get confirmation. And yes, it's true. ZackTv was shot and killed somewhere in Chicago. And, like I said, I wanted to say rest in peace. A lot of people don't realize how important ZackTv was, not just for the Chicago music scene, but just for the underground music scene as a whole. Not only did he give a lot of underground rappers a platform to convey their message and to allow fans to see another side of them or a deeper side of them, but he also inspired and compelled a lot of other people like Chicago Rural News. What was that other name? I think there was a YouTube channel by the name of Chicago Rider, and people like that. He inspired people like that to also put out their own content, which did nothing but help promote Chicago artists. So, and he also a few times he did people from out of town. I remember one time Sauce Walker came up to Chicago visiting, and he did a Sauce Walker interview, ZackTv that is. So ZackTv was definitely a pioneer for the underground documentation scene, I guess you could say. And he definitely had it locked down. And one thing that was very admirable about ZackTv is that he never chose sides. He never picked sides. Right in the middle, right in the peak of the STL, I guess you could say 300 beef, ZackTv was interviewing people from both sides. Right in the middle of the, 600. And I mean, he was interviewing everybody. I don't need to be naming all these gangs. He was interviewing people from both sides, giving them an opportunity to speak their piece. And you don't have very many people that do that. And ZackTv was also a guy who, he was also willing to go out of town. I remember he did interviews with Chicago artists like Yella and, Capo and things like that out of town. He would go out of town to make sure that he still did his interviews, man. So he was definitely a very hard worker. He had great editing skills. But one thing I really liked about his channel is how raw it was. He just put that camera in front of you. He didn't chop it up. It wasn't like a Vlad interview, which I'm not hating on that, but it wasn't chopped up. It wasn't all this fancy lighting. He just put a light on your ass, a camera, and he filmed you right in the middle of the hood, right on that couch somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it was just very authentic and very sincere what he did. And, I don't know the reason for him getting killed, but I'm just going to assume it was over some bullshit. Like I said, if the nigga that ever, I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know why he got killed. Maybe he was doing shit that we didn't know about. But to the best of my knowledge and to the best of everybody else's knowledge, people who are in Chicago and everything, he wasn't on no type of gang shit. He wasn't out here doing things he wasn't supposed to do. He was a complete square. So for somebody to gun him down, most likely because of the things he tried to, most likely because of what he was doing with that camera, man, that's fool, man. That's some fugazi ass shit. That's bullshit, for real. No ifs, ands, or buts, man. That's some bullshit. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure it was over some bullshit. And the reason why I think that is because even though majority of people from all sides were on one accord by saying R.I.P., you didn't deserve this. You was a good nigga, woo woo. You got FBG Duck, you got Herb, you got E-Day 600 E-Day. You got all these different people coming out and speaking on his behalf, Nero bands. But you got niggas like I don't know how you say his name. I don't know if it's Boss Moo or Boss Mo from 600. Him and E-Day was having a little back and forth. This nigga Boss Mo was, saying fuck that nigga, because you allow niggas to, you saying fuck my dead homies and woo woo woo. Hey man, let me tell your ass something. And for everybody else who's saying that kind of shit. First and foremost, that's just like right now. If I was to go on a Vlad interview, now I'm not even going to use me. I'll give you an example. You remember when Cardi B had her whole little situation with the Crips? She said, fuck Crips. She disrespected the Crips. If she had went on Vlad TV and made that comment, does that mean Vlad TV don't fuck with all Crips? Of course not. She came on there and said that. It has nothing to do with the medium. people like Vlad, people like ZackTv. I did another video on this, but people like Vlad, people like ZackTv, these are all mediums. They allow you to come on and they interview you. They allow you to speak your piece, and whatever proceeds out of your own mouth, if they haven't influenced you or encouraged you or coerced you in any way to say that, the blame isn't on them. And when you watch the ZackTv interviews, he's not encouraging them to say fuck your dead homies or fuck they dead homies or nothing like that. He just gets on and he asks you questions, and whatever they say, they say. And not only is he not encouraging them to participate in that nonsense, because anybody who says fuck your dead homies, man, that's lame. Y'all need to cut that shit out. I don't know where y'all started that shit, man, but y'all need to stop. Which that's another video. But not only was he not encouraging them to say that, but what did he say in almost every single interview, no matter who he was talking to? Man, like, for example, if he was talking to FBG Duck, man, do you think we'll ever see an E-Day collaboration, the 600 Breezy collaboration? Man, I hope y'all can squash all this beef, man, all this violence. I want to end the violence here in Chicago. When he was talking to what was that nigga, NBA M Flip, he was like, hey man, do you ever think you and Rico Reckless could be cool again? And or Tay 600, man, do you ever think you'd be cool with niggas in 600 again? He was always trying to be peaceful. He was always encouraging all his guests on the show and everybody else who watched the show to be peaceful and to not engage in these silly confrontations. So for somebody like you to be saying, you know, fuck him because other niggas got on the shit and was saying fuck your dead homies, you know, you're part of the problem. Because he wasn't saying that. He was just giving niggas like you an opportunity to get the spotlight put on him, man. So, you know, I don't know if somebody older needs to talk to him or something, man, but somebody needs to sit him down and explain that shit to him. You know, because like I said, the shit is just stupid. That's a stupid ass comment, man. If y'all can go find it, search Boss Mode versus 600 or versus E-Day on a you know, ZackTv. But I'm not here to talk about that, man. RIP to ZackTv. Like I said, he did an excellent job of putting on a lot of Chicago rappers. I watched him for many, many years. I started watching him back in 2013, and I watched him growing to what he was before his untimely demise. So RIP to him. Blessings to him and all of his family, all of his loved ones. And, you know, the violence definitely needs to stop. But unfortunately, I don't think it will stop. So I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.